Yo, what's up, everybody? We're back here.
Don't forget the mic.
Yeah, I got the mic on. What's up, guys? It's been another week that we didn't do anything because I was out of town at Wisconsin. I was up in Kenosha and Oshkosh for an Oshkosh for an air show because my kid wanted to go, so it's one of those things.
Nice.
We had to go. Had a great time. Beautiful weather, except that there was one day it was clear, no clouds whatsoever, which is kind of what you want at an air show. But man, that sun beat you down. Like my arms got all burnt. My leg, I got a bad rash on the back of one of my calves because I got too much sun. I've had that happen before,
wow.
and it was fun. We stayed in an RV. Like I told you guys, I sent you pictures of the RV. I got it here posted on the stream here. And it was interesting. It was very interesting. We had drama at the very beginning because I guess I'll give you a quick timeline of how we got to the point of this camper thing. So we arrived late Tuesday evening in Chicago. I planned it out that we're going to stay that evening at Chicago and then pick it up in the afternoon because the pickup wasn't until 2 p.m. Kind of like when you check into a hotel, you can't get it till later on in the day, right? So we got there at the pickup location, which is not in a very convenient place. I mean, they go out of their way to have it in some weird place. Not even close. I mean, it's close to the airport, but not close to the popular areas and where the transit system is located, right? We had to Uber there because of no mass transit in the area where this pickup depot was located. So we get there at 2:00. It wasn't ready. There was only one person working there, and it was this older lady. She was the one checking out everybody. She was the one to clean the vans out or the campers out before the next person received it. So when we got it, she was in the process of cleaning it. Then it turns out to have an issue with it, and she told us that the fridge wasn't working. And we were banking on the fridge because we were going to buy a bunch of food for ourselves so we can have it there and not have to leave the campgrounds or anything like that. So she says, please come back. She goes, come back in an hour because I'm going to take this van and have it checked out for the fridge. And we're like, come back in an hour. We don't have a vehicle. We're depending on this vehicle as our vehicle for the days we're here. Right? That's like, we can't go anywhere. Right? Uber's just dropped us off. We're not going anywhere. She's like, well, can you wait? It's like, well, we have no choice but to wait. So she takes off. So we're the only one at her shop. And finally comes back in an hour. And then she tells us, well, there's a good news and bad news. And she's like, well, we're like, what? Well, the fridge works, but it works when you're connected to the city power because that's an option. You can do that. or it has to run on the generator. And I'm like, okay. Well, I didn't know this just because I never used these. The fridge in these campers can run off of propane, and the vehicle does have a propane tank, right?
Oh.
And so when you're not using a generator, it can run off the propane, so it keeps your cool stuff all the time.
Right.
And so we're kind of thinking, I was like, well, there's not much to do. We're going to have to take it. It's like, we'll take it as is, and that's it. So we told, and then I didn't know about generators, but they keep track of how many hours you use on the generators, a little indicator on generators. It tracks how many hours you've used, right? I never understood why, because the generator uses your gas anyways of the vehicle, right? It doesn't have its own gas tank. It uses the vehicles. So I'm like, if I'm going to...
Oh.
So when they keep track of the hours, they charge you for generator hours, right? They keep track of the number of hours you use on a generator, and based on that, they charge you a number of dollars per hour of usage. And my thinking, and my wife's too, we're like, why are they charging us an hour per generator hour, right? Why would they charge us if we're using our gasoline, the one we're paying for,
right,
to power this generator? Well, then I start looking it up, and it's all about the efficiency of the generator. The more hours they've used, the less efficiency it's going to be, or efficient it's going to be. So that's the point of keeping track how many hours a generator has been used for, right? And that's why these campers or these vendors, they keep track how many hours, and then they charge you per hour of usage, right? So we were able to waive that, because now we have to run the generator at all times to keep the refrigerator running, right? And then on top of that, our plan was to bring it back and drop it off Saturday morning around 9:00. So that meant we have to leave Oshkosh around 5:00.
Oh gosh.
Right? 5:00 to drop it off to make the check-in time or checkout time. Right? Well, we were able to convince us, like, look, since we're having all these issues, we're leaving 2 hours late because of all these issues. We want to bring it back by 2:00. And she's like, okay, no problem. So we were able to sleep in a little bit and then leave a little bit later than we were supposed to, because we were able to get kind of like these two things, not get charged by the generator, and not get a later check-in or drop off time of the vehicle, right? And so because we got there late at the campgrounds, it was already nighttime. And so when we checked in, and we were kind of expecting an assigned spot to park our vehicle, because it's a massive place. So it's like, I'm thinking they have this organized. Well, they don't. They tell you, okay, check in, you get your bands and all that. It's like, cool. There's a chart on the wall of the building we checked in. It's like, and it tells you where you can park. It wasn't much of a check-in chart. It was just like a map of the location, and that's it. It doesn't tell you what's available, what's not. You just have to go out there and look for it, right? So
explore and find out for yourself.
Pretty much. So we're exploring, and like, I can't tell what's open and what's not, because there's all these massive vehicles, RVs, taking up double spaces, sometimes bleeding into another space, and I can't tell if that belongs to them or is it open. They just happen to bleed over. You follow me?
Yeah.
And plus, it's dark, so it's not like they have street lights or anything like that either. So I'm having to go up and down. It's already 9:00. I don't want to make too much noise because of the car. People are trying to sleep for the next day. And I'm over here going down every row possible to find a spot, and I couldn't find one. Well, then I just randomly went to one area that had like this movie theater, like this drive-in movie theater, and a vendor area where you can buy some food. And they just happened to be another van that was exactly like ours, that was rented, looked exactly like ours, right? And we saw it, and we didn't pay no mind to it. We're just like, oh, look, we have a friend, and we left. And then when I couldn't find a spot, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna park right behind them, right? I'm just gonna park right behind him. If the ground people of the show come and say something, then we'll try to tell them, look, I can't find a spot. I don't know where to look. I can't tell what's open, what's not. I'm gonna need some help in case they tell us, right?
Right.
Well, for the first like night and a half or so, we stayed there in that one spot. The only bad thing is that we didn't have any connections. We all had to depend on the gas that we had and the water that was already in there in the thing. So I couldn't fill up the water or anything, right? And so the final day, which is Friday, the waste tanks were about to get full. Okay, you don't think the tanks will get full, but they get full pretty quick.
That's what I'll tell you. You need to watch that movie RV. Yeah. It's a plot point in the movie.
So it starts to get full. I'm keeping an eye on it. And my wife said, well, she said it doesn't get full real fast. I was like, you'll be surprised these things get full fast, right? And I tell my kids, it's like, don't run the water a lot like you do at home because we only have a limited amount of water, right? And the tanks can only take so much. So if you have a 50-gallon water tank of fresh water, that doesn't mean you have 50 gallons of tank for wastewater. You have probably half of that.
Yes.
Right? Or 75% of it. Right? And so I kept trying to drill it in their heads. Don't run the water. And if you could take a shower, please take a quick shower. Right? And so I'm keeping an eye on this. So Friday, there was an air show, like an actual air show happening. And my older son wasn't feeling good. So I was like, I'll take him back. And then my wife and my little one stayed behind to watch the actual show. And I told my son, I was like, you know what? This is a good opportunity to find a spot because there's people leaving already. They're not staying for the whole week. Right? Oh. And so I started walking around and I found one with connections like power, water, and sewage. And it was only like 2 rows over. So I just got the truck, rolled that thing over to the connections, did everything I needed to do. Right?
Yep.
I connected the sewage. I filled it up with fresh water. And I put the city power on there so I didn't have to run the generator, right? So I had to figure out how to empty out the tanks because this is my very first time to empty out the wastewater and the waste or anything waste, right? So I'm having to figure this out, and it was pretty simple. There's really nothing hard about it. And then there's a system where you could connect the water hose to kind of flush out the waste tanks, right? That way nothing gets stuck in there. Okay. So I don't know where I went wrong. Okay. When I was done draining the waste tanks, I went back inside the RV and it smelled like shit. The smell backed up. Nothing backed up into the toilet or the sinks. Just the smell. I'm like, fuck. Like,
what did you do wrong?
What did I do wrong? The wife is going to be pissed. Right, I can just already hear it. Right? Because the stink is just in there. So luckily, I was able to air it out really fast. Right?
Good.
I was like, oh, great. Let me air it out. I was like, okay, I filled up the water, the fresh water. I said, cool. But there's also a connection for the city water. So you can connect it and not use the fresh water that's on the van. Right? And so I connected it and it started, that smell started to come back. And I'm like, man, it's like, okay, I think this is the problem. It's like, I'm not going to connect the city water. We're just going to use the fresh water that we have in the car or in the vehicle because it's already full anyways. And we have one day. I think we can do it. Right. And
you can do it.
We can do it. And so now I'm airing it out. I'm only connecting the power and that's it. Just the power. Cause that was what was important to me. I've already drained out the waste. I've already filled out the fresh water, so I'm good there. I could do that the next day when we leave. So I'm just kind of hanging out outside of the van, and I can see somebody in the corner of my eye approaching. I'm like, fuck. It's like, okay, I'm going to start just kind of casually walking away, and I can, sir. I'm like, oh, they got me, right? They got me. So he comes and like, hey, sir. It's like, is this your van? It's like, yeah. Well, this area right here that you parked in. It's like, yeah. He goes, well, this is a private location. It's like, it's not part of the show. I'm like, okay. It's like, so I'm going to have you move. It's like, But because the other day it rained really bad, and we had to get people that were actually coming in spots. There was a lot of places that were flooded, so we were having them park over to the locations that have connections for RVs. And I was like, okay.
Right.
I was like, so can you find me a location with connections? He's like, yeah, no, I mean, no problem. There was actually two. There was two locations right across the street, like in eyes view, right?
What?
It's like, so you can connect here, but it doesn't have sewage. And it's like, you know what? We're fine with this without the sewage. All I need is water, electricity, and that's it. That's all I need. It's like, if you can give me those, and that's
because
it.
you already did the other stuff
Yeah.
with the sewage, so you're good for that.
So I'm good with that. So I just had to get on the car and just cross the street, and it was right there, right? I can see it from the spot that I was in. And so I drove over, backed it up, connected the power, because that was the most important thing. Because now we can sleep with AC on, because the last couple of nights we weren't able to run the generator all night because of the rules. You can't run generators after 10 p.m. or something because people need to sleep, right? And so because of that rule, the first 2 nights we had to sleep with just outside air coming into the van, which caused us to kind of sweat and not sleep comfortably, right? And so when that guy gave me that spot, we still had that one evening left, and I connected to city power, and it's like, now we got AC, and the refrigerator's gonna be running all night, so we're good, at least for one night, right? And so that was good. So the next morning we were leaving, we packed up everything, make sure everything was cleaned up and all that. And I'm like, okay, well, we've added more waste in the tank. We're gonna have to empty it out. Well, when you exit, they have a station on the campgrounds to drain out the waste again, and it's free, so it's not a big deal. And so I don't know where it was. I just looked at the map. I was like, I think it's this way. So we did. I saw this huge, not a huge line, but it was a line of RVs. I was like, this must be it. And sure enough, it was. And so you see the three lanes of RVs, and each lane has a waste station at the very front that people are just unloading their poop and piss, right? And my younger son, I'm gonna record you, Dad. I'm gonna record you doing this. I mean, they're just wanting something bad to happen, right? They want something bad to happen.
Man, imagine if they had watched that movie. Tell them, but you don't even realize the context until you see it.
And so it's finally our turn, and because I had practiced the day before, I already knew what to do, right? I was like a pro, so I had everything going. And I think this time what I was afraid of this time, because everybody's inside the RV, that smell was going to come back, right? Like the first time.
Right.
I think the mistake was I didn't pop in the sewage pills that they provided us into our tanks. Kind of
okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
To kill the smell, right? I didn't do that the first time. So I'm thinking that's what it was, because when she popped in the 2 pills in the toilet to go into the tanks, and I started emptying everything out, doing what I'm supposed to do, it didn't smell inside the RV.
Nice.
Right? And so I emptied it out. It only took me about 5 minutes or so to do everything. The water was already filled because I had a connection over at the spot, and we drove off, and everything was good until we had to turn it in, and that was it. So
nice. You had a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had a good time. Just a little drama at the very beginning, and then a little bit at the end when I was trying to get a spot. But fortunately, it all worked out, and the guy wasn't pissed or anything. He's like, "Yeah, I understand. It kind of looks like this belongs to us, but it's actually just a private location that people actually live here. These are permanent residents that live here, and it's privately owned. We don't own it." I'm like, okay. I try to play. That was my first time, which was, it's my first time.
Yeah, you really didn't know. Yeah, but
I really didn't know. So it's like I just found a spot. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna park here. He's like, no, you're good. You're good. So it was really nice. He was really nice about it. Yeah. Went out of his way to find me something.
Yeah. Especially when it was right across. Like, you must have been like, oh, goddamn, I wish I'd known that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, did you get lots of footage of the air show?
I did. I'm still working on the editing and everything, because I got a lot of files to go through and kind of weed out the trash that isn't required.
In particular, did you film any fighter planes or whatever?
Yeah, we
Air
did.
Force,
The
Navy, whatever.
F-35 was awesome.
F-35, even nice.
There was an F-35 that flew that did an air show. He was awesome. He broke the sound barrier, and we
I was about to
felt
say,
it.
do you have a sonic boom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sonic boom
Yeah, they
was
usually do
crazy.
those,
I've never seen that before. Heard it. Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah. It was just crazy. And then of course they got the old school airplanes, the propeller ones and everything. So that was fun. I actually like those more just because you can actually see them and they're not passing you by really quick. But I also appreciate the new ones, the jet ones, like the MiG-15, the Russian plane. Dude, that thing
15?
was, huh?
The 15?
Yeah, those are
Okay.
beast jets, dude. Those were that's like one of my favorite ones that I saw, the MiG-15. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. The MiG-15, where it looks like there's like a hole up front on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the old MiGs. Yeah.
Yeah, the old
that's
MiG-15.
from like during the time of I think like late. Oh no, in the Korean War. That's what they used in the Korean War.
In the Korean War.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Dude,
Yeah.
those jets were awesome. Yeah.
Crazy, man. Oh, your son must have went nuts for that.
Oh yeah.
You know, as an aviation person myself, you know, I totally understand where he's coming from as a kid.
Yeah.
Bro,
Like,
I was nuts for that shit in the day.
so they have a show every day, like around 2:00 when it starts. He had us like, Dad, Mom, Dad, the show's about to start. Let's go. And like he drag us over
he
there.
doesn't want to be
and go and start setting up and everything because people just like pack it up, right? And so we wanted to get a good spot. I mean, any spot's really good, but he wanted to get as close as possible to the front lines just to see everything. Right. The jets, kind of like when they're on the ground, they just roll by in front of the crowd. He wanted to see that. So when was it? Wednesday, he had us out there, which was a great day because it was cloudy, so we weren't getting sunburned. We weren't getting beat down by the sun. Thursday at 2:00, the sun was just out, and the temperature was good. It's just the sun was just a brutal, just being out there, and but like I said, the temperature wasn't a problem. It was just the sun just constantly beating down on you, and I don't think my older one really took it well because he was just like not feeling it, and I was like, and by 4:00, like I said, or by 5:00.
He was tapping.
He was tapping out. I was like, I'll take him back to the thing, and that way I can start preparing some things for tonight. That way we can leave, the next morning, and it worked out that way better, because those shows will last until like 9:00. Like it's all day, so
all day of planes, just all the time.
Yeah, and it was more about the smaller kid, my younger son. So it was like, have fun, enjoy it. Mommy will be with you, so it'll be all right. So, yeah. But that was my week, man. That was last week. So yeah.
That was last week. But did you play anything since?
I was playing. I went back to Avowed.
Oh.
I went back to Avowed and started playing again this week. And I was looking how many biomes there are. There's only 4 biomes, and I'm at the last one, so I'm getting close to the end.
That's what I heard. It was 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm close to the end. And I picked up some legendary weapons and armor, so I'm like beefed up, man. The enemies like can't take me, even with my wand. I got a legendary wand too, and that just kills like crazy.
So
and
I got
a legendary sword. I got a legendary wand. I got a legendary chest armor.
Axe. You got a legendary axe?
Not
God
yet.
damn it!
No, I haven't seen.
That's
one
a
yet.
reference, by the way.
I get a lot of superb weapons, and I usually just cash them in so I can get the legendary items, because some of the vendors have legendary items, and I just get them from there.
Let me ask you a quick question. You never played a TurboGrafx 16 when you were a kid?
No.
Or you didn't know anybody who had one?
No.
Nope. Realist, you said you played one before back then, right? Realist?
He's asleep.
He must have. Yeah, maybe he fell asleep. I don't know. But because there was a game on there that was called Legendary Axe. In fact, there was 2 of them. So when you said that, I figured you would get the joke, but you never played the system, so never mind.
I never played.
But yeah, man. So that's what you've been playing. You're about to beat Avowed soon, but you still playing Stalker, right?
Stalker, I haven't played in a while because what came in? RoboCop. I picked up.
RoboCop.
I started playing RoboCop, and I
Yeah.
finished that too. Right.
Wow, you beat that already?
So I beat
The
that.
Game Pass version.
And I played and I watched the first 2 movies after I beat RoboCop.
Nice.
Okay.
And now you're gonna play the update. No, but the game is like a real sequel to the movie. So
Yeah.
So, but I heard, but the DLC that came out is standalone actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and it's not on Game Pass, but I mean it's on Xbox and everything. But
Yeah.
it's not on Game Pass, so you have to buy that separately. I mean, with the money you save, not having to buy the base game.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
DLC.
crazy. So yeah, I played RoboCop, finished it before I went on the trip, on the air show trip, and then when I came back after I got settled, I went back to Avowed because I just wanted to finish it. Like I know I'm close to finishing it, and I think I am. So that's I haven't played. Yeah, but I haven't picked up stuff because I played Atomfall too. You remember?
Oh, okay.
Remember, I picked up. I started playing Atomfall, and it kind of threw me off because there was no guidance of anything at the very beginning when I started playing on normal. And so you have to dumb it down a little bit to kind of give you those kind of indicators where you go, where you have to go, and where your next quest is at. Even though you select your quest or your leads, it doesn't tell you where you need to go. And I don't want to figure it out. It's like I don't want to figure out where my lead is at, like on the map. So it's like I need some guidance here because I'm more interested in the story and what's going on than having to figure it out, right?
Right.
And so I've kind of put that. Now I knew that was going to be a long game just because I looked at the walkthrough on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that's going to be a long game. So like, let me finish up RoboCop, and then go back to Avowed and finish that one, and then I'll go back to Stalker and Atomfall.
Cool. That's your plan for the rest of the summer.
That's my plan.
Did you finish or play Warhammer, the first Warhammer?
I downloaded. I never played it. I was gonna
Me neither. I downloaded. I never played it. Yeah.
I was supposed to game with you because we're like talking about Tecmo, co-op.
Yes, I'm down.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't touched it yet. So I need to do that. Courage and honor. Courage and honor.
I just realized that I wasn't muted.
Oh, you were muted the whole time. We were like, yeah, bro. We thought you fell asleep or some shit. We didn't know.
No, but then I unmuted it. Right, I'm driving, and then this person turned from a non-turning lane, and so that's why I was like, God dang it! I don't know if y'all heard me, but anyway.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
I heard you call my name earlier. What'd you ask me? What I was playing?
I believe so. Or no? No. Before then, I was asking you if you ever played the Turbo Graphics back in the day.
Yeah, we played we had it. Well, we didn't have every. Okay, somebody had everything. How's that? Like,
all right, got you.
Yeah,
had one buddy with the NEC. One buddy had a Genesis. I had a Super Nintendo, and we all played. Turbo Graphics was kind of whack though, but it had good marketing for a nerd gamer kid. But yeah,
right.
Bonk was like about the only thing that really was decent.
Yeah, because earlier on when he was talking about Avowed, he was like, he has a legendary sword, legendary disc. I'm like, did he get the legendary axe? Thinking he might get the joke. Remember the game on TurboGrafx, legendary axe?
Uh-huh.
And I thought he was gonna get the joke.
Yeah, I've seen covers of just about everything. I never played that though.
Yeah. But anyways, what have you been playing?
I mean, okay, how about this? Did y'all have TurboGrafx like readily available? Like that you can go to the store and get them?
No. Well, I mean, I wasn't even aware of it.
My older brother.
Yeah, because all right, we didn't have it down here, but in North Carolina there was a store that EA. What's his name of this thing that bought out everything? GameStop bought out. So there was an electronics boutique. There was Babbage's, and then
ATC.
We didn't have that down here, but Babbage's had everything.
Yeah,
right.
Like Babbage's is where my dad got the Neo Geo from. Well, if they didn't have a store, they had a catalog that they would send out, and that's how I got it. Like we didn't have not very many people had TurboGrafx. So like my buddy, we called him Bus. His dad was like I don't know, he worked on the road. He was never home, but he would always bring back cool toys. And so he's the one who had the TurboGrafx, and he only had like one game. So we still went back to Nintendo because everybody had Nintendo games, and you can go to Blockbuster get games. So he only had that one game, and that was that.
That's cool. So yeah, what have you been playing?
Yeah, what are you playing now?
Man, I know y'all said I shouldn't be embarrassed, but I'm playing Call of Duty.
Are you?
Yeah, I got my boy, and he's playing God of War, but he's buns
on Xbox.
So I'm like, Soon. Soon. So I say, hey man, would you rather be playing that with an Xbox controller? Yeah, this one don't feel right, but I like the story, right? So yeah, he's playing that. He's buns when it comes to bosses, so I help him with the bosses and talk junk because I don't really know how to play. I just know how to parry and dodge.
Yeah.
But God of War, Final Fantasy, man, and I went back to Metro, bro. Metro Redux.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. Outside of just like short hand games on the Ally, which
Oh.
maybe like 30 minutes to an hour at a time
Yeah.
until I get back to a console. But yeah, I haven't been playing much, man. And that's why I said when we were talking about those Shinobi and
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden coming out, it's like, man, there's just so much to play. And
Yes.
like,
Oh,
I think I'm finally accepting. I'm accepting that I'm just not gonna get to all of it. I don't have the time.
No, you
If I was
just
still a
can't.
kid,
It's impossible, man. Yeah.
yeah, it makes me wish I was a kid again. Like I try to live vicariously through my boy, but he he really
he's
they
such a
just play
game.
Roblox. Well, okay, he beat Ragnarok. Right? I don't know how, but he I come home from work, he's playing. I said, why don't you play something different, man? We got all these games. Because I bought it for him like whenever it came out for Christmas. Because I don't like buying $70 games, but that was the only thing he asked for Christmas. He's big into mythology. Like,
Yeah.
I know I've said it several times. He's big into mythology.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything that has anything to do with mythology he wants to play, told him to go try Age of Mythology and Game Pass. But
Yeah.
the
Well,
way
I
it
mean, at
looks,
least
I don't think he's going to give it a shot.
playing the game you paid for, though. You know, when you pay full price for it, at least
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
that's
you
cool. That's
enjoyed it.
cool.
So can't really knock it. But at the same time, it kind of irked you. That's all he played, right?
Well, because the thing is, like, I wish I could play all the games or more, at least more games. And
Mhm.
like, if it's not Assassin's Creed Odyssey, uh, I'm gonna have to find a picture of his what do you call it? His gamer tag and see how many hours he has in Odyssey. And it's crazy. Like he's number one in everything on my friends list. You know what I mean? Like kills, traveled, mercenaries killed. Like he just likes that game. Well, it's the mythology. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's big into the pantheon. Said, man, what if they make this game in Egypt or using the Egypt African guys? He's like, oh yeah, yes sir, I want to play that too. I said, oh cool. So yeah, that's about all I've been doing, man. I look at Game Pass like Netflix. Like I literally look through all the games and be like, wow, look at that.
Yep.
Because they just had some good games hit the service.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They just had some good games hit the service. I can't remember which one just hit the service, but like I looked through it and I see Metaphor. I bought it on
Yes.
Steam, so I paid like $50 for it when it came
I
out.
thought it was already on Game Pass.
Exactly,
No, it was
but I bought it
It had like
and I never.
no, wait a minute. It had some kind of like demo or something for a short time. It wasn't. I don't think a full. I could be wrong though.
No,
But I don't think it was a full
Metaphor is in
Game
Game
Pass.
Pass.
No, it is now. But I'm saying at first, I don't think it was in the way that we thought. Like it was like I could be wrong, but I think there was a detail to it that wasn't the typical.
No, yeah, that's what I thought it was. It was
But it
already
is
there
now, though,
since
for
day
sure.
one.
That's the part I
No, it
think
was
you
not
was
in their
wrong.
game. You said
Day
it was
one.
in their game day one.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
No,
but
no. We
it
thought it was
wasn't.
because Microsoft had the marketing deal.
Right. That's what happened. But it is now, though. So that's for sure.
Yeah, it's in there now. But I bought it, and it's like, man, all these games I buy, I don't get to them. And then they go
Yeah.
into Game Pass, and it's like, I could have waited for Game Pass. Like Final Fantasy, it'll be in Game Pass, but I bought
Yep.
it.
Grounded 2 is already out.
Had to show Final Fantasy
Yeah,
to
Grounded 2 came
Xbox
out this
by
week.
Japanese games.
So
Yep.
Grounded
You
was
had to.
added. I didn't know it was even added.
It
You got
it just came out this week.
You
Yeah.
got a bunch
Grounded
of
2.
modern Call of Duties coming out.
Yep.
The Wu Chang, which I never heard of.
That came out. Yeah. That's another Souls.
Let's
like-
see. What is there? Tony Hawk,
Yeah. Tony Hawk came out 3 and 4.
RoboCop.
RoboCop. Oh, the thing about RoboCop
Oh,
was
the
it
Ascent is
kind of
back.
pissed me
The
off.
Ascent
Yeah,
is
the Ascent is
good.
back. Or the Ascent has been back for a little while, like a week or two. But the thing about RoboCop that really pissed me off, because remember I bought it on Steam,
Yeah.
because like I've always said, first preference is to buy a game if
Yeah.
it's play anywhere. That's
Yeah.
going to be the default version I'm looking for, but it
Yeah.
wasn't, right? So I bought it on Steam. But a week or two ago, no, like 2-3 weeks ago now, I think, they switched it up. Now it's play anywhere.
Oh, is it?
So if you bought it for Xbox originally when it wasn't play anywhere, and that, meaning you only got the Xbox version, now you get the Xbox and the PC version. So like I bought the wrong version. So it's funny, the day that happened, I uninstalled the Steam version and installed the Play Anywhere version. And I haven't played it yet because I was busy playing Zelda, which I beat Breath of the Wild over the weekend. And I started playing Tears of the Kingdom almost immediately after. Not liking it as much, and I haven't played it since because that happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I haven't really played it since. But even with Zelda, there was a while there when I didn't play it for like a week, and then last weekend, I finally finished it off. I'd gotten the Master Sword, I think, the last time I played before then, and I didn't really do anything else. And then I was like right outside the castle, but I thought the castle was going to be longer. Then all of a sudden, I'm at the spot where, and if I had signed thing, I'm like, oh yeah, the boss is probably going to be right here. I probably would have stopped and went and backtracked and make sure I had my shit ready. I didn't do none of that. I just went. Yeah. It's Ganon, so I fought him and I beat him, and that was it. And I beat the game. Right? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's a good thing I didn't do all this side stuff because that shit wasn't necessary, right?
Yeah.
And there's no achievements or nothing, right? So I could beat the game. No one's really gonna know, right?
Yeah.
So I beat the game. I put in Tears of the Kingdom. I played it for like an hour or so. I'm not really liking it as much, but we'll see. But I haven't played it since. And then I ain't really played anything ever since then until like an hour or two before the show because I wasn't home all day. But I picked up Eartheon. That's a shoot 'em up by Yuzo Koshiro, the guy who did the soundtrack for Streets of Rage and Shinobi, stuff like that. Like he's legendary, with his music. Apparently, this is his best work yet with music wise, right? So I got that. I got the demo for Shinobi. And I'd already had paid for the game, but they released a demo today. I got that. I was playing that just before the show. Woo! Oh, I'm hyped. That is everything that it looked like and felt like it looked like it would feel like. Yeah. It does. If you play Shinobi 3, you'll be straight because the double jump. Because in Revenge of Shinobi, the controller
double Dutch bus?
Kind of the double jump was a little like hard to do sometimes, right? Because it had to be like almost frame perfect.
Yeah.
But in part 3, it was a bit more loose. Right, and in this one is just like that, and it's not a Souls-like. Easy Allies had talked about the demo like yesterday. In fact, they put up a video about it, and he made it very clear. It's not a Souls-like. It's just it's levels, right? Yeah. But you gotta practice your skills and stuff. You unlock other things. You might want to replay levels. Skills. But other than that, unlock abilities and stuff. But other than that, like it's not a Souls-like. But Ninja Gaiden, the 2D one, like. Came out today, Ragebound. Like, I never got around to playing the demo.
I missed
it just came out today. It just came out today. It's on sale, 10% off, at least on Xbox and Steam. I imagine the other platforms too. Maybe not Nintendo. You know how Nintendo do, but it's on everywhere because it's a 2D game. But that one is more difficult. I haven't played it yet, but I've seen a lot of video today. When I was out and about.
Break is out. I missed that one.
Mecha Break's been out for about a month now, I think. Yeah, it's been a lot of good games, bro. Out
Space Marines. Let's see.
Yeah, Space Marines. We got
High on Life again.
It's been a lot of stuff.
The Ascent is good. Have you played The Ascent?
Yeah, I played The Ascent, but I never got to finish it before they took it off the Game Pass.
Dude,
and they brought it back.
I loved it. I forgot that it was. I thought I bought it, and it turned out to be a Game Pass title. I'm like,
it was a Game Pass game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you beat it. You didn't need it, but I mean, you could buy it back now for 20% off.
Good. No,
but it's a game you beat.
Yeah, The Ascent is no. Oh, and I picked it up on Steam because they had it as a free thing.
Oh,
I got it free, so I have it on Steam now for free.
I would never play it again since I beat it, so I'm good. But the
soundtrack is amazing on it.
Oh, the soundtrack is good. Yeah,
because it's all cyberpunkish. No.
Yeah.
Did the Slayer of Sick just explain the story of Zelda? The story is about 40 years old, my man.
I explained the story of Zelda? No, I didn't.
Kieran. It was Kieran.
Like, I explained the story. I know I rant on about some stuff that's useless sometimes, but I definitely do that this time. What's up, Kieran? But yeah, I beat the game. And I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna play the next one. We'll see what's up with that one if I stick to it. But there's other shit to play now. Like I want to beat Ninja Gaiden. Then next month will be Shinobi.
Tons of games. Yeah, it's coming out.
Yeah, but we got a lot of news. We're about to hit that
stride where a bunch of games are gonna come out.
Yeah, speaking of when, I guess we'll talk about the one on screen because they showed the multiplayer off today.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean,
yes.
Look, I can't complain about the look of Battlefield, like all the previous one, because they've all looked good in its own own way. And like I said in the chat earlier, or like in our private chat, it's the launch, man. It's always awful.
Yes.
Right? There's never been a smooth Battlefield launch. And I don't understand how they can't iron that shit out, because they've had many launches before. Like, what's so different about every game that comes out that's always a terrible launch? Right?
They test and test and test, and then they fuck up. But at the same time, though, right? Even though everybody's saying this, and during the live show, I had to turn the chat off because a lot of people were arguing each other. Like, remember, no pre-order. It's like saying, remember, no Russian in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they would say it like that. But then some people were like, oh, no, I'm pre-ordering this. No, this looks hot fire. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, there's no need to pre-order because it's not like it's going to sell out.
Right. But, like, of all the Battlefields that I had seen early on, this one really, really, really does look extra good. Like, I ain't going front. I am still holding to it that I'm not going to pre-order it. I mean, but I'll probably get it day one. So
the little that I saw,
what's the difference?
The little that I saw looked really good, but they always look good.
Yeah,
right? The vehicles always look good.
But
everything.
They're going to have the beta. But they're going to have the beta. If you had signed up for the labs before today, or for Battlefield Lab, it's too late. If you sign up today, no. You had to sign up before today, right? Oh. You'll have early access to the beta, and then it'll be open like a day or two afterwards for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you'll be able to try it then and see what's up.
Yeah.
Right. Nah, it still doesn't change anything because they always do. They always have, because I've been in every alpha. In fact, I was invited to alpha for this, but I didn't see the email in time, and I never got to try it. Right. Yeah. But I'd seen some footage. Right. I think I sent you guys some link at the time that was.
We were watching that stream together, or at least a partial of it together.
Yeah.
And they kept bragging. I swear, it's like they're so cheesy about it. They were bragging about, we got the 200 of your favorite content creators,
and
here
they mostly
in one location, playing Battlefield 6 and yada yada yada. And they're like trash. They suck.
Yeah, they suck. Like, there was this one dude who's shooting a guy across the way and doesn't even know it's the two dudes who got to drop right on his left.
Yes.
How did you not? I'm like, he got like every person I would see die. I'm like, they would die stupidly. Like, I don't know. But these are long time famous.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even know who. The little that I saw, because I didn't watch it for that long, and I'm like, who are these guys?
Yeah.
Who are these jokes?
I heard one or two other names, but they all seem to suck. I ain't going front. They all seem to suck. Not mostly all. Like, they didn't know what they were doing. It seemed like.
Yeah, there's like I just want you to play, and that's it. Just go out there and play.
Yeah.
And whether they're pro Battlefield or not, just go out there because we just need your names out there, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't care if you're really good or not. But it looked good.
I'll play them.
I mean,
I'll play them.
They had one guy. They were streaming one guy like, oh man, we got this guy. He's like amazing with the jets. He wasn't really doing anything. Like, he was
when they were like, oh, it looks good, the air. I'm like, yeah, it looks like Ace Combat. The graphics look nice for the plane, no doubt. But
it was
like,
so trash.
He would do a dive bomb and then not shoot anything.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, but he had the perfect like dive bomb technique and all of that. But he didn't shoot the weapon. I'm like, what is he doing?
But the hosts were just like really hype. Oh my God, did you see that? The detail. Watch his maneuver. Watch his maneuver. And like, what's he doing? He's just turning around.
And when he shoot the weapon, now it's like, what the hell?
He's turning around.
Yep.
So
hilarious.
Hey, I'm always hyped up for a new Battlefield game, but just like last time, I didn't get Battlefield till like a year later. No, I didn't get Battlefield, the one that's out now, until it hit EA Play. That's how long I waited.
I pre-ordered it, and this is why I don't want to, even though like they fixed it a long time, and that's the sad thing about the last one. They fixed it a long time ago.
No,
there's nothing wrong with it. It's an awesome game. and it plays great, but people are pissed off that from back then, like but like the energy of what they're saying as if they're treating it like it's still broken when they fixed it years ago now.
The only thing I don't like is this whole collection of previous games in a portal, right?
Oh,
in one app. Just give me the one game that I want, and that is the current game. I do not care about easy access to the previous ones.
No. I like easy access to the previous ones, but if I don't want to play them, then it's optional.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I understand that.
Well, I'm cool with that.
I understand
because
that. It's
you
just
like Bad Company 2. I like Battlefield 2. I like 3 and 4. Like I'll fuck with those a little bit, but you see what I'm saying? So like everybody has one or even a couple in my case that they really like, so it's okay. Yeah. But of course, the focus is definitely on the new one.
Yeah.
Because it is what I'm saying about the current one that's out now. They fixed it a long time ago, but people treat it and talk about it like it's still broken from day one.
Yeah, it's not.
And that's unfortunate. It's been fixed ages ago.
Like when I started playing, it was like smooth. It was really good.
Yeah.
But I waited a whole year, so it had some time to marinate.
Oh, but did you sign up for the Battlefield Labs?
No.
Before today?
Nah, I don't do all that.
Oh, okay then. Well then, yeah, you won't have access to the beta early, but it'll be out like for everybody like a day or two afterwards. They were saying so.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do much of the beta stuff. I usually just.
We'll talk about that then when it comes off, and then maybe I'll try it out and we'll see.
If the general public can jump in during QuakeCon, then I'll be on it.
I think it's around QuakeCon. Because you were saying something about that.
Yeah, I saw the dates landed like on QuakeCon week.
Oh, it does. Oh, well then when you're at QuakeCon, yeah, that'll be the time for you to try it, the open beta part.
Yeah. All right. Is it a big win for Fortnite? Because they can.
Yeah.
They can launch their own app on Google.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Epic.
Yeah, Epic.
It's a huge win.
Yeah. So is this like?
This is why I wanted you here, realist.
Is the door open now for others to jump in? Like, okay, if they can do it, we can do it too.
Yes. Yeah. Basically. Now, of course, they're gonna appeal, but yeah. A realist. Yeah. This is one of the main reasons I wanted you here. So.
Basically, like, of course, they all want to do it, right? But none of them have the weight that Fortnite have. Now, Tencent has some games that will be ecstatic. They'll be ecstatic to get their own platform like that. But Fortnite is the biggest game in the world, right?
Yep.
So we always talk about money in gaming, right? So just think about it. If you're on the board as an investor, you're appealing to your investors. What is the biggest expense that they have outside of development? It's the 30% cut that they're giving to Apple.
Yeah.
30% cut that they're giving to Google. And so they're like, what can we do about it? And they got a powerful partner right on side of them. They got $1 trillion partner on side of them to go against the other $1 trillion companies in Microsoft. See, the reason why Google and Apple want to maintain the status quo is because they don't have to be creators. Yeah, all they have to do is just host other people's content.
Yeah.
Satya Nadella is always calling out Apple. They make more money than we do, and they contribute nothing to gaming, which is true. And I don't understand why it's taking so long when the government did what they did with Microsoft to make them basically find them, make them open their platform. But you have Google and Apple maintaining these walled gardens where they are basically taxing the large and small developers of all manner of apps. You know what I mean? On top of that, Google at least creates their own competitors to Microsoft and other Adobe and others out there. So, yeah, it's a huge win for them because they don't have to give that 30% cut to Google. They already don't have to do it in Europe, I believe, with Apple.
Yeah, with the EU.
So, yeah, next step, they've done it on PC. And that's pretty much the main reason people will use the Epic launcher on PC is just to play Fortnite. But yeah, on cell phones, they were giving away a 30% cut. You see how they basically got Microsoft and Sony to get rid of the free-to-play subscription. That's why Sony subscriptions have been hurt. right? It's mainly just the Call of Duty people. So now all games, all free to play. See, Tech, you said well, others want to do it.
Yeah.
Now all free to play games don't require a subscription because they did it for Fortnite.
Yeah.
And PlayStation did it first, and then they got Microsoft to do it because those emails are documented. You know how it's like, Phil, we really need you to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
was
remember.
like
I
we're
remember when
working on
they
it.
opened up that pretty much that firewall to allow games like Fortnite to play without
Yeah, it's free
live.
free to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well,
that's
the
that's
free to play
probably one of
ones
the main
didn't
reasons
Which
Call
require.
of
I
Duty
think
won't be
even the
free.
Xbox people were saying, dude, it's like it should be free to play. It's like they shouldn't need Xbox Live.
Right,
You know?
right. Because that was a complaint up against them for a long time, right?
Yeah.
That for the free to play stuff, that you still needed the subscription to the online service to play the free to play game.
Yeah.
And they're taking that off a while ago after Sony did. Oh yeah, Sony definitely did it first, like he's saying. But yeah, Microsoft had
Okay,
other
but then
people on
check it out, man. If you believe, what Sony and Microsoft say, which I do, but what consumers want to believe is that once the subsidy is taken care of, they should stop profiting. But the pay to play online was a part of that, right? That's what they say, and there's justification in that. That paid subscriptions subsidize their gaming.
Yeah.
So I never had a problem with it once they basically explained that, but also never expected them to stop charging just because the subsidy should be taken care of. No, I mean the console is the console. It's your entryway in. You don't want to pay subscriptions. You go buy a PC. Now all of a sudden, people want to treat console like a PC, and it's not.
Yeah.
You got PlayStation fans mad because their games on a PC. They're treating them better than they're treating us. You know what I mean? And you got people like Cole Eastwood. They need to get rid of that. And what's the other guy who
That guy's
talks
still
like he's going
around?
to?
I haven't heard that
What's the
name
other
in a
guy who
long
talks
time.
like he's going to sleep with the UK
MBG?
guy? Nah, with
Oh,
the UK guy. He had
oh,
ice cream.
Jez Corden, and
It's Randall Thor.
Randall
When I,
Thor.
back when I, back when I used to listen to them, always complaining about the subscription. It's like, nah, man, it's not gonna go away. You think they're gonna give away these billions of dollars? You know what I mean? And they do,
Exactly.
and they have a justification for it. At least Microsoft's trying to get rid of it because they got Game Pass, right? They're not trying to get rid of it. They're going to slowly figure out a way to maintain that. They're not going to give it up. You don't want to pay a subscription fee? Go pay up front for your PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fortnite, that's a huge win.
But they still can't put out anything, right? Until this is all over. And it goes their way.
I don't know. But what I do.
There was a post from Ted Sweeney or Tim Sweeney. Tim, right?
Yeah.
I said Ted.
Tim
Tim Sweeney.
Sweeney?
He was like, Tim, yeah. He was like,
Hmm.
oh, they doing that immediately, I think. Or the way he worded it, like he ain't waiting to do this, which you could imagine, right? He's been rubbing his hands like Birdman for a minute now,
Yeah.
right? Because he must have expected he was going to win. I didn't expect him to lose at all, right? There was no way all of a sudden Apple was going to flip the script, right? Like we all knew this was just, a matter of time. And so the way he's talking, like it's going to happen almost immediately.
Yeah,
So it
he
could happen
says,
by
thanks
tomorrow.
to the
Who knows?
verdict, the Epic Game Store for Android will be coming to Google Play Store. It's already available worldwide from our website.
Right. That's where they've had it all along. Yeah.
Oh, so you
But
can
now-
always sideload it anyways.
Right. But now it'll be on the Play Store.
Play Store, where I guess
Right.
the majority of people are getting it anyways.
Yeah, or getting their apps. So
Yeah.
like most people aren't going to go out of their way to side load
Download, yeah.
Fortnite, which has hurt it on mobile, even though like mobile hardware has been powerful enough.
Yeah,
When that game for a while
I
now.
sideload some apps because it's not available on Google, and I never think twice about it. I'm like, oh, it's just a thing
Right.
I do, right?
Right, but,
But
you're a tech head, Joe.
Yeah,
average,
I'm a tech head, so Joe Schmo doesn't know how to do it, so he doesn't think about that part. He's just like, oh, I don't have it on Google Play. Okay, I'll just go on living my life.
Yep.
Trust me, these
Nah,
kids
will
know
be.
how to get to Fortnite if you got to side load it. It's just
Right.
that Apple doesn't allow it. You know what I mean? You have to pretty much jailbreak your
No,
phone.
you
So
can't. That's why I don't like Apple as a daily phone. I can't. It's so locked down, which is a comparison to me. This is how I see it. I like Xbox because it's a closed system. It just works, and that's how I see Apple phones and their devices. Is like it's a closed system. It's very locked down, very secure, and it just works for a lot of people, right?
old people.
Where I also like the PC because I can customize it the way I want to. But that's how I see my Android phone, where I want it open as much as possible, where I can do whatever I want with it. You know?
Yeah.
And so, but like I can't, right? Like even though I have Apple products, I cannot use it as a daily thing because it's like it's too closed off for me, right?
Well, that was the thing for me. In the middle of the pandemic, I got the iPad Pro, right? Because they had announced something about USB and just they opened up the platform more, right? And so that was the thing. And true to my word, because I was talking to my friend Whatworks about this. I'm like, bro,
you said
did that, I'll buy it. Word is bond. It should be for all men, right? The word should be a bond. So it was.
Word is bond.
And I bought it. So, and in fact, a couple months ago, I bought a newer one, right? I bought the current iPad Pro, and I sent him that older one. And he said, selling it back to Apple or whatever, getting some money. Because, they're just going to cheat me out of its value anyway, because it was still pretty much up to date, right? Like it was getting all the new features still. But for me, but then now at their, I don't know, WWDC, I think they call it. I don't know if they had that one this year already or whatever. They're about to open that platform more on the iPad. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is what I want to see. So I'll support that. But when it comes to their phones, most people are so indoctrinated in Apple shit, they don't understand the difference.
Yeah.
Right. But for Joe Average, even then, like they're both platforms. I could say now, like for the regular stuff that regular people do, it doesn't even freaking matter. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Call, it doesn't really matter. But for us who know the difference, it's like it's insulting even that they're even trying to do some of the shit they've been doing on the Apple side. It just is, right? And this is always how it goes. This is why they do it, because Joe Average don't care, right? If Joe Average knew enough to care, they would, and Apple would have never tried any of this shit since back when Jobs was alive, right?
Yeah.
From back the first time before he back the first time when they kicked him out of Apple in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Like Apple has always been like that. So there it is. But and it's the same thing here now with Fortnite. Really said, the kids would do it. Of course they're gonna they're gonna do whatever they can to get, no matter what crappy tablet their parents give them or whatever, right? To get what they want on that tablet, to do what they gotta do. Kids will do whatever they can. Like if we grew up in that era, that's what we would.
I'll tell you this, dude. Ever since giving my son his own computer so he can play his own PC games, he's installed so many apps to enhance his PC experience that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah, because he's balls deep in that for now. But if you were his equivalent back then, like I was, right?
Yeah.
Or for our time, we didn't really have the internet like that until around the time I was leaving high school. You probably left high school at already by that point, like 96, 97. I graduated in 97, right?
Yeah, I was 94.
But the internet was just beginning to be a regular thing around 97, 98, right? With AOL blowing up, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So that was around the time when we would learn stuff on the internet and do other things, right? But if it happened to us when we were your son's ages, it would have been the same thing as them, right? Like we would have evolved, but there's other things, of course, they're learning and seeing that maybe they shouldn't. Well, not maybe, definitely they shouldn't. Definitely they shouldn't.
My kids are angels. They don't see any bad things.
Every kid is fucking evil, just like we were. We were evil, but not like we try to rule the world like Pinky in the Brain type evil, but like we trying to do the shit that we're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. So you got to watch out for that. But like the openness of the Android allowed for that, where Apple did not, or so they would portray it. But then there was jailbreaking other things anyway, so it still didn't matter. Like if you want it, there's always been a way, but now they're being forced to do it in a way they should have done it all along.
Yeah,
because all it did was make more money for them and then limit the users who are already paying more money for the Apple brand to begin with. Right? And because they've been on it for so long, they just sit there and they crash out making excuses for them, like Nintendo fans do, right? PlayStation fans do, right? That's all they ever do, right? But you always see people complain about Microsoft or Xbox, right? Microsoft in the Windows situation or Xbox, just in gaming, right? But they're the ones who are giving you the most options. Even the I'm hearing what do you call that for the Xbox? I paid for it too, the $20. Or we could run your own apps or whatever in the dev mode. Apparently, there's some talk where they're gonna make that free.
Oh, that's been free forever.
No, it's not free. It's $20 lifetime. Yeah,
because I was trying to develop. Back in the Windows Phone days, I was trying to develop an app, and I paid the $20. Then months later, they got rid of that 20-month developer fee or $20.
That's XNA, but the dev mode to be actually run your stuff on the Xbox, right, and use it as a dev machine, it costs $20. This way, you see all the emulators and stuff are accessible and stuff. That's there, right? But it's looking like they're going to open that up even. See, this is the kind of thing that Microsoft does all the time. Yeah, and that's the way technology should be. So it's good to see that.
Right. So it allows things to grow, innovate.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put a fee on it, I mean, it's kind of holding everything back.
Right. It's holding things back, and we're paying more money for less. Yeah, it's just not fair. So like this Epic case, hey man, like I've always said, I'm happy about it. I don't think the App Store is any good, but doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially when like the reason they can't is it's Apple's shenanigans. So and Google at this point, because Apple was doing it first, Google was just copying what they did. So,
but I also look at it as like when Epic releases their own app and people buy there instead, that way they can avoid the 30% whatever that they're doing now, or they were. Is that really gonna hurt the bottom line of Google? In the grand scheme of things, is it really gonna hurt them that much?
We already know.
They're not PlayStation, but it's gonna hurt.
Google.
There's like it's a lot of money that goes through that game, bro. It's just like if Roblox left, you know what I mean? Like gaming is the biggest entertainment medium. So you got Fortnite's the biggest, Roblox. If they couldn't get a cut of either one of those, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna kill Google, but it's gonna hurt. It's not like if it's PlayStation, you're talking about $1 trillion company. So they'll be able to. I mean, they had a whole streaming service that they burnt money on and just killed it all, and it's still $2 trillion company. So they'll be all right, but they'll feel it. Their best bet is to see, but this is where it starts. This is what I've been talking about for the past 2 or 3 years. This is where it starts. That 30% is too much, and guess what? Microsoft is with it. Why? Because they're a creator. They're a creator company. I heard Saudi and Nadella say they have 40 games in development. Right? Epic is a creator company. They have the biggest game in the world. So they want a bigger. They want more of their money. Right? And you see, they're trying to lead by example. Microsoft and Xbox and Epic both 12%. Say what you will about the platform, sick, right? But they're taking their stride to try to lead by example when it comes to the money. They got a long way to go to catch steam as far as
everything else. Basically,
what is? There's a word that I was looking for. Is the functionality in their platform, but they have a. I don't like it, but it's a great game as far as the people are concerned, and I believe 30% is too much. You know what I mean? I just put myself if I created something and to give somebody 30%,
is a pretty big cut considering the number of transactions
you do nothing.
That's happening.
Just think about it. If Steam or PlayStation didn't get that 30%, where would they be? Yeah. And I know Steam purists feel like, oh, they deserve it. They're the biggest platform, just like PlayStation fans. Oh, they deserve it. You always hear the PlayStation fans sit back. All PlayStation has to do is sit back and just collect the 30%.
Yeah, that's a bad example. You see, PlayStation literally does shit, but Microsoft, Valve with Steam, they actually do things, you see improvement. That's the thing with Epic. You're not really seeing the improvements. Okay, so now they have this. Okay, now when they now there's no more excuses for the Epic Store being crap. It better evolve at the same pace when Valve was evolving back when they evolved.
But
right?
Valve was getting money, man. The money.
But Epic already had money, and now they're getting money now. That's what I'm saying.
Fund everything.
But
like
listen,
they can't
but
throw
if Valve could do
Fortnite
it,
money into that.
but if Valve could do it when they were only making Half-Life money, because Half-Life money and Fortnite money is two different banks, all right? Big bank, take little bank, we love to say, right? Epic is making this money. Now there should be no more excuses. I'm not saying this should happen overnight. This is why I said the way I said it. Now, I want to see it at the same pace that that Valve did it when it was their turn, right? Which took a couple years, right? I'm giving them a couple years, but I want to see a steady improvement in their platform. Their platform is ass. It's not a consideration except for anything except for the free shit they give away. That's it, right? So okay, now they got their money or whatever. That's all well and good. Okay, show me a reason I should use a platform. I still don't see one. That's all. I have it installed. I check it almost every other day, right? For the free stuff, or at least if there's a sale for something.
Yeah.
Like, there we go. That's all.
There you
That's
go.
all.
There you go. All right.
Now, I hear people say that it's crap, but I don't have a problem with it. It launches games. They have achievements on most games now. Do I prefer Steam? Yeah. Do I have more faith in Steam? Yeah. That lady liked them black and white pants, huh? Make her booty look big.
That was random.
Well, I mean, I'm picking up. I'm getting the boy from football practice, and he got this woman. Every time I see she got these stained black and white striped pants on.
That's kind of pathetic.
All right, so who watched?
Maybe she got a whole.
Who watched the Nintendo Reload Interact thing? I didn't watch it. I didn't even know it was on.
I didn't see it live because it was on. I was still asleep because I went to bed.
Oh, this was in the middle of the night or something?
No, it was in the morning. It's just that I went to sleep late last night, and so I was up late. No, I didn't get up till late, so I had to watch it after the fact. But I'd already seen a lot of the headlines about it.
Yeah.
And so basically it's the same thing I said about the PlayStation situation with their with their things they've been doing lately, right? Where it's basically like I'm just seeing a bunch of shit that I want to play on other platforms, not theirs, or already exists on other platforms. Right? And portably even. I've been able to play Cyberpunk on my RG Ally or even my Steam Deck before it, right? Like, there was a couple of games that I saw that were interesting for me to play on Xbox, like Octopath Traveler 0 that they announced. It looks great, right? $50, it's already on Steam. You can pre-order it now on Steam, for example, right? It's on all platforms like the other two have been, right? Yeah. I've seen a couple other games here and there that look cool, right? But like, as a Switch 2 owner, I didn't see anything that makes me want to say, hey, I'm buying a Switch 2 for that, or this is the game I'm gonna get for my Switch 2. Like they announced the Dragon Ball Z, the current one that's out, Sparkling Zero that came out last year. Mm-hmm. Great game, fantastic game, very popular, well done game. But they just announced it for the Switch 2, right? There was some other games somebody was talking about that it's ironic that they just announced that it's not. Oh, Battlefield. They announced it's not coming to Switch 2, but the Series S has a Switch 2, has Battlefield, or will, right? Because there's been a lot of talk lately where they try to present the Switch 2 as being competitive with the Series S,
comparable to just.
They gotta stop that, bro. They gotta the disrespect to the Series S is ridiculous, bro.
Right?
It's like the Steam Deck is not strong enough. The ROG Ally X is not strong enough. Maybe the ROG Ally X2.
Maybe in the future we'll see about that. But even I was watching a video from Digital Foundry today, which was a clip from some earlier thing. They have another channel that's called DF Clips. That's the channel to watch when you're watching some of their content, right? Because they have like a longer form podcast they do, right? And they, you know how they do. They discuss multiple subjects, right? Yeah. But in the Clips channel, they'll slice those out per subject. and one of the subjects was the comparison between the Series S and the Switch. And then they made it abundantly clear, bro. The Switch 2 may be approaching the Series S, but it's still lesser than. And you're going to see that when certain games are on the Series S and not on the Switch 2. Already, the Switch 2 is already missing out on stuff. Like, it just is what it is. You know? And I'm the only one of the three of us who has one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I left without it, bro.
Good. You don't need it, man. You don't need it.
You don't need it.
I thought about it. I was like, man, would I really play it? Do I really want?
Maybe.
No, I don't want it.
I don't know how after you post that picture, I don't know how later I responded. I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at the game selection, bro. Like outside of Mario Kart, which I like it, but I don't play it enough to justify it. And then all the games that are out for the most part are games that I've already paid $15, $10 for. Yeah. And they're charging 60 and 70.
Right.
I have Cyberpunk on Xbox and PC.
Oh, Kieran said he got one.
Well, good for him. What is he playing on it?
He probably got one for his
He's playing Cyberpunk.
You know what I thought about? I thought about my Ally X.
I'm gonna laugh at him.
I thought about the Ally X, and I was like, you know what, man? I don't need a Switch. I'll just wait for them to figure out how to emulate it.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, they had Monster Hunter Stories 3.
Yes, I was gonna mention that.
Twisted Reflection, like you said, Sick, Octopath Traveler 0.
Mm-hmm.
The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales.
Ooh.
It's a HD 2D game. And then Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys got into Hyrule Warriors, but like, not for me. Once Upon a Time in Katamari, which looks like one of those
Katamari game.
Puyo basic games. I don't want to play it. It'll probably fly in Japan.
Yeah.
And then they're remaking Plants vs. Zombies for the Switch, which is a game I love.
Yeah, I played.
I like the defense game, and I like the shooter.
Yeah.
So then you have
those are fun. Yeah, the shooter's definitely.
Yeah.
The shooter.
Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice.
Oh, so is Apex now gonna be playable, like actually playable on the Switch?
Oh yeah,
man, I'm getting there, man. Persona 3 Reload, which a lot of people predicted.
Yeah.
Apex Legends. See, you remember? I don't know. Y'all should. The reason why the Switch first party is going crazy and Xbox and PlayStations can't is because of all of the free to play competition that they have squeezing. Now that and the best thing that Nintendo did was make a console that couldn't run them. So now you got Apex Legends hitting the scene.
Mm-hmm.
These games like Infinity Nikki that we won't play, but they go crazy. I don't think Roblox is going to switch. Imagine this kid getting turned loose on Roblox with a Switch.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But keep it going. Star Wars Outlaws is on the Switch. Now, that thing barely runs well on PC. So
that's right.
I want to see that. FC always came out, which is FIFA. Football Club 26, Pac-Man, Repack 2, Repack.
Okay, let me stop right there.
Oh, hey, Chronos is coming out on the Switch, bro. Y'all know Chronos?
Yeah.
Chronos?
That game by Bloober Team with like the dude got like one of those old school scuba suits.
Vaguely?
Chronos, the new Dawn.
Yeah, the new
one.
Bro, yeah.
It looks good. It looks like it can't run on the Switch.
So
but anyway,
so Kieran is saying, I cannot wait to play competitive games on a Switch, and he says nobody ever.
Nobody ever.
Now, hold on.
You're gonna talk about the one with the ink?
I try to play when Apex launched. I was excited because it's around Titanfall, right? It's the world of Titanfall, and I got really into it with Apex, and then I was traveling for work. And I was like, "Oh, I have a Switch, and they're coming out on Switch. Sweet, right?" I was excited because now I can take my Switch with me and play Apex. Dude, it is trash on the Switch. Bad. I could not play for crap, right? So he's wrong. Says nobody ever. I was the one that says I wanted to play competitively on the Switch, but it was shit. It ran like crap,
Well,
man.
okay, well, said nobody ever who knew what they were talking about in the first place. How about that?
Yeah.
You should have expected that not to run well.
No, yeah.
Bro, they got Madden coming to the Switch.
That'd be a fun one to have on the Switch.
That was a game that and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Madden would be
that's what I announced earlier.
Be a good one on the Switch.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Easy. That's what do you call it? Cell shaded or whatever. But that's
what?
Dragon Ball. I think.
Yeah. No, I didn't have any comments on how that would run. I'm pretty sure they can get that one run. But Madden, Chronos, I don't know how those gonna look. Star Wars Outlaws, I imagine it's gonna look horrible if they can even get it to hit 30.
Oh, and then I'm hearing a bunch of these Nintendo games aren't even using DLSS. Like Zelda 1 isn't using it at all, and Tears of the Kingdom is just using FSR. It's not even using DLSS. It's not using it in Mario Kart either. I don't know any Nintendo game and Donkey Kong isn't using it either. I think it's using FSR 1. It's not even using FSR 2.
Oh, man.
It's like, yo, Nintendo, I don't understand, bro. Even when they got the tech, they be behind.
Yeah. Because
everybody expected them to use DLSS above their weight.
You think they got the tech, bro? I think they're falling into the same trap PlayStation and Xbox have. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to make prettier. People are expecting more out of Nintendo. All right, so their games were looking all cartoony and barely hitting 30 last gen, and people are starting to call them out for it.
Right.
But see, they were still selling. I mean, as much as people were upset with Pokemon Violet or whatever it's called,
the Pokemon heads would buy it anyway. Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it's called Violet. But people still sold 20 million.
Violet, whatever it is.
Scarlet Violet, whatever. It was something Violet.
No, we got
but it still sold 20 million units. But I think that they should hold to their roots, man.
Kids are stupid, man. Kids are stupid. So what do you get? And their parents are even dumber to buy it for them.
Okay, but hey, I'll buy it.
Yep. But it is what it is, though. Like, I'm just saying, like, Nintendo actually has it in the hardware, right? But they don't even use it in their first-party stuff so far.
No, well, sure that's what I said. That's what I'm talking about. It's the same trap that everybody else is falling into. Releasing unfinished games to be updated later, and they're charging $80 for them now. Yeah. Like, all that stuff will come later, just like everybody else.
Well, like in Zelda, in Breath of the Wild, it didn't need it, right? Like, the horsepower was enough where it could just run it natively, right?
No, I needed it.
In Tears of Kingdom, I already seen as it was night and day for me. Like, I had just finished beating Breath of the Wild, and I took out the cartridge, and I broke the seal in Tears of the Kingdom, put the other cartridge in, and just had to download a little patch.
And then you got banned.
And I was playing the game 20 minutes later, right? And I'm already seeing like jaggies and stuff, and I didn't realize how much like certain tech things that I should have been looking for. Because I know how to look for them. But then I saw that video from Digital Foundry where they broke it down, and they were like, the game is doing FSR 1 and the draw distance with the pop in, even with Breath of the Wild 1, right? It's like really bad. I don't think they adjusted it from before. It just runs at the higher resolutions and at 60 frames locked. That's it. And so they're not using the DLSS to increase the draw distance. They did some basic things, and they just let the hardware just brute force the game at 60 frames because it could, right? But Tears of the Kingdom was using FSR originally, right? Because we see how it performed on the Switch originally. On the Switch 2, it's like it's still 60 frames, but it just looks worse on a newer game on the new hardware. That's only a year old, and the game is a year old. I'm like, God damn. That's Nintendo just half-assing shit. And I feel like it's different than what you're saying. Not that you're wrong, realist, right? Because, like the games industry is often doing this, but Nintendo be particularly bad. It's like either they don't have the tech in their hardware, or even if they have it, they end up not using it anyway for some stupid reason. And it's what's going on again. It's just like, I'm starting to regret not buying the system, but I did have a great time with Breath of the Wild. I'm not gonna lie. That was generally the only thing I had been playing all.
That's what I was gonna ask you what you thought about it when you finished.
Yeah, I had a great time with the game. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I didn't like the game. It was the only thing I've been playing you know, ever since I bought the system. So there is that. But I just don't like how there's still nothing I want to get. And the only one thing I guess everybody's saying I would get, but I'm a man of my principle. I'm not buying Donkey Kong. I'm just not. I know that I knew it off site that was a Mario game that halfway they switched development on.
Just wait
and
until,
then later on
until they drop it to $30.
Yeah. In 2031, when it's still $80, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's 2025. I bet you in 6 years, right? Or you would say like 5.5 now at this point, right? Yeah. It will be 2031, and it probably still will be $80. The only way I'm getting it for less money is if I get a used copy, which we've been hearing some shit about that. You buying used games getting banned. I didn't get banned with my Mario Maker 2, but I don't know. That was probably an exception to it. I don't think that was that's gonna be the way it always ends.
It says just wait till that Halo remaster hits Switch 2. Tech will run to buy one then.
Halo 1?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Halo, yeah.
We'll see.
If it hits the
or
Switch.
Gears. Or Gears or something.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right. So
yeah, Nintendo gets away more stuff than anyone else.
Xbox is dominating, destroying, just killing it on the PlayStation Store. Because they got, 6 out of 10? Top 10? Or so?
6 out of top 9 even, you could say it. Like that. You could, both statements are accurate. And,
so which
and
is
not false
it?
at all.
Forza, that's 1. Elder, 2. Call of Duty, 3. Doom, 4. Indiana Jones, 5. Minecraft, 6.
Yep.
Out of the 10. Yeah?
Yeah, for the past quarter.
Wow.
Yep.
So they're taking over
games
from within. That was their master plan. Put the games out there so we can take over the world. Is that what it was?
Yep, man. Just like Pinky in the Brain, man. They got their plan, but it's actually working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to take over the world. There you go. They finally doing it.
Ever since they first started that, man, I said, you PlayStation fans cheering for Xbox games, but cheering for the demise of PlayStation as you know it. Right? Yep. And like, you taking him a silly Xbox. This was Twitter. You know what you're talking about. I was like, man, look. PlayStation already has enough competition.
Yeah.
How inclined are they going to be to bring new games when their games are just getting put out to get squashed by the competition? Oh, it sold 20 million. We don't ever talk about how they got to 20 million. We don't talk about bundles. We don't talk about deep discounts and sales. Right?
Nope.
And then later on, we come to find out PlayStation is only going to release one big game per year.
Yeah.
And I didn't see too many ponies like balk at that. But I've been saying this whole time that what Xbox is about to do is reduce them to Steam. They're going to be Steam. They're going to be basically a storefront that releases a few games every now and then. They got Steam. They got CSGO, which is a live service game, which is the number 1 game on the platform, right? You got with the new game they got.
No, that's League of Legends. That's like huge, like
CS:GO.
No, CS:GO.
But then you have, then you have Dota 2, right?
Yeah,
and then, but you have, but the new game I'm talking about, Gridlocked or whatever it's called. Like so they have live service games on their platform. Yeah, they can just they're cool with, right? People still want a new Half-Life. VR fans want a new Alex, which I still maintain is the best VR experience on the market.
Yeah.
All right. And so you look at them, they don't do much in terms of creation, but the storefront is banging. You look at PlayStation, they were already like not really wanting to go head up. You look at what they did to the Japan studios, got rid of it, tried to buy Square off without paying for them. And then now they're reduced to releasing one big game a year. They've fallen off. Eventually, they're not gonna want to put out games. The only thing that's gonna make them change is if they start selling fewer consoles. If they start selling fewer consoles, then they're gonna have to start creating or get out of the game completely.
Really then they're gonna be proper fucked with no lube, no reach around or nothing, bro. It's gonna be bad. And the funny thing is, and when the word dropped, it was last week Friday, right? The end of the day Friday, right? Oh, C Money and Doodle has a show, and Hargeet was on the show. So I did a super chat. I said various things. Amongst the things I said was, this news is dropping on a Friday. You guys know, bad news like that usually gets dropped on a Friday, right? So it was just the beginning of it. And it's been since that time last week, Friday, certain ponies we ain't heard from. There's certain other ones like Puerto Rock. The one respect I'll give him, besides the fact that he served in the military, right? I respect that. The second thing I'll respect is he's been calling this out for at least most of this year, right?
Are you going?
And
are you going to get to the job posting thing? Is that what you're going to say?
Right. The job posting that happened on Friday, right? He called that out like this was bound to happen because of all the reasons us Xbox fans have been saying for years, right? So now there's a job posting up. Do you have it on the screen?
Yeah.
So now look at this. So basically, you guys can read the English for yourself. But what it basically means is they're looking for a dude to pay about $250K a year, right?
It's pretty good.
To be the put everything to all the other platforms person. They even named the platforms by name. This is one of the things I said in that super chat,
yes.
right? They named Xbox by name. They didn't just say all digital platforms beyond PlayStation.
Right.
They could have ended this sentence there. Yeah. They went to including Steam, Epic, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. Like they named them. And ever since I said that, I noticed that Hargeet is repeating that one point about Friday, right? Ever since I said it. Like if you watched that show last week with C Money and Doodle, you'll notice right after I say that. In fact, as they're reading it out, he laughs at that one point. That's when I realized it really struck a chord with him, right? Yeah. The fact that it happened on a Friday. Because I noticed, like when they first tried to increase the price of Game Pass in 2020, right? It was the same thing. You remember that day at the end of the night, they decided not to do it? That was a Friday, right? Anytime there's bad news like this in the games industry, it usually happens on a Friday. So the ponies have been having a civil war. This is why when you see it on the upper right here of the screen, it says, and you thought I was grifting or exaggerating. That's the one thing where Puerto Rock, and you know how the ponies get, right? Complete deniability for everything, right? And then, of course, no, scroll back up with that Homer thing. See, now the Nintendo fanboys, right? Look at this guy, Nintendo G. I don't know what his full name is, but clearly a Nintendo guy, right? Like these Nintendo dudes are coming out of nowhere, right? Trying to get more people to join their ranks. But you see Puerto Rock ain't doing that. The Switch 2 is trash, though. I'm not going back, I'm going forward, which means he's probably going to get a PC like his quote-unquote brother does, right? So, bro, it's been funny, particularly if you watch Dirk Griggity and what's his friend? He lives in the UK, Sean, right? Sean almost hasn't been making no videos all year, right? This week he's made like 5-6 videos on the topic, just like victory lap. I'm telling you, like so much about what's been happening all generation is validated by this move right here, right? All the shit that Xbox fans have been saying about the industry, I've said, you two have said, that we've discussed all along, right? When I'm in the space with Black Air Force or whatnot, we've been talking about this. You know, Kieran's been talking about. We all have been. It's just like, and it's crazy to see, but it's funny how the ponies are beefing so hard between. And Puerto Rock, at least, I must admit, right? He's standing his ground and saying, I did call this is exactly what I said was going to happen. This, you know what I'm saying? He's staying consistent with what he's been saying all along. He ain't changed shit. But all the others, oh my God. And then the other thing, too, that I noticed, this is a topic that I feel as tangentially related. You guys know the Act Man.
Yeah, I know who he is, but I don't watch much stuff.
Because he used to be like he would do videos about the Halo series, Gears, you know, Xbox stuff. He was an Xbox guy during the 360 era, right? But he noticed the grip. You talk negative about Xbox, you get crazy views. And Dirk Griggity was talking about this on an episode of his show last week, I think sometime, or earlier this week, actually, right? And I noticed he put up a new video today that was only an hour or two old and already had like 24,000 views. talking negative about Xbox. So this is what we already knew too. Talking negative about Xbox gets you clicks and views. So Dark, he did a test, right? He made a video where the headline, at like the very beginning of the video, he's talking shit about Xbox, but it was a setup. Right in the middle, he said, no, this is all a setup. I just wanted to see how many more views I would get. And that's what's been happening, right? Like, and in fact, the Act Man, he put up another video doubling down. It was only an hour. It was only like an hour old. It already had like 24,000 views. So this is where it is. Like, it's not even being treated fairly at all, right? But even those who don't have a problem with Xbox, whatever, they see that they'll get easy clicks and views if they just grift about Xbox. You've done videos before, you pretend to be a PlayStation guy or whatever, and I've noticed those videos got way more views.
Yeah,
I've done it before.
That's not an old tactic. It's always worked.
Yeah, and you're not a two-faced piece of shit. You don't sit there and do it all day. You did it once or twice to test the point, right?
Yeah.
But it just goes to show. So this picture here with Hargy. Okay, this was during the show that night, right? Nothing has been announced yet, right? But I can only imagine all those games are coming at some point. Spider-Man, all that shit. Because they want to make money. These games, they already paid the development, right? They already made back their money on the games. Now it's all gravy. It's the same thing what Xbox are doing. They put those games on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Especially now after we've seen the success Xbox is having with that. The top 6 games, or like 6 out of 10 games, are actually 6 out of 9, right?
Yeah.
Is them, and then it would have been 6 out of 8, but it's Elden Ring, right? Like Elden Ring it's a beast of its own, right? That just goes to show.
I don't understand how Minecraft climbed up from 13 to 9.
It's like, Minecraft, bro.
I know it's Minecraft, but
more and more kids are finding out that Minecraft is on PlayStation now like that. I don't think they knew. It's
just crazy to see. Like, they were 13
yeah.
and now they climbed up to 9. That's nuts.
Yeah. And if you notice, most of those Xbox games were new.
Yeah.
To PlayStation. They just came. So, like, all of those you see there are probably going to come at some point because they already spent the money to make them, already made profit on them. So it's all gravy.
It's all gravy, baby.
And this is where I guess, really should take over when you're talking about the financials with Microsoft, because it connects right into that. I mean, that's his talking points right there. He knows more about this stuff than at least I do.
Look, man, all I'm gonna tell you, I don't really, I've been complaining about how gamers talk more about money than everything else.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like, instead of us being able to enjoy Game Pass, you got some weirdo coming out of left field. But how much money is it making?
You don't own the game.
It's not. It's how profit is it? Is it profitable? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, look,
that's not my
I'm here to
problem.
play games. I'm here to play games and take names. I'm not here to count their money. They're not giving you
like
any.
Where I'm like,
they're not giving me any.
Owning games, it doesn't make me feel good about.
You're talking about something totally different. See, I'm talking about these weirdos who rather talk about money than video games, and we're supposed to be in a gaming community. You know what I mean? They should be in Jim Cramer forum or something. You know what I mean?
On MSNBC. Yeah.
But you hear Satya Nadella say they make $5 billion. You hear Satya Nadella say that they're the #1 publisher on Xbox and PlayStation. They taking it over.
Like
just like I called it. I said they're gonna take over your platform. PlayStation already didn't have control of their platform. Look at what's that Kojima game? Who's talking about it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it did chart because I kept seeing
it's on the chart, but what some people are saying is that's all it did. Yeah, that's all it did. That's all it's gonna do. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, exclusive sell consoles.
Yep. Uh-huh.
That's a wrap, bro. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, bro.
And when Phil was talking and they said he's a liar, he's this and he's that, I said no, he's not.
Nope.
We've been saying it this whole time. Whatever Xbox does, PlayStation follows.
Yep.
So you look at what PlayStation doing. Oh, we're going to be multiplayer. We're going to pay somebody, nearly $500,000 to come in here just to do live service games, according to the ponies. You know what I mean? It's a wrap, bro. Look, this is real. These are about to be really trying times in the gaming industry for PlayStation. It's coming for Nintendo too. They got just a little bit thicker Teflon than PlayStation because people actually do buy their console for its games. But nah, look, Xbox is making money. Xbox is number one. See, the conversation is changing. You
As we
still
always
got
do it.
these.
What?
You still got these weirdos who bring up console sales, right? And then that's when people bring up money, and then they'll say, "Oh, well, it's not your money." Nah, but see, if we're gonna talk business, right? The console is the lowest common denominator in the equation, right? Consoles are sold at a loss or break even, unless you're
Yes.
Nintendo. You know what I mean? So it depends on the software sales. But they don't want it to be that way. That's why you're starting to see increased prices. They don't want to keep losing money on the consoles. Spending is going down everywhere. So spending is going down on hardware, it's going down on software. People are making less money. But nah, we ain't gonna talk about too much money, man. I just like to hear the Game Pass is making money, they're making billions. So that means, because see, the biggest thing that I look at is like, do you sell enough to make me a new one next? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Xbox has always sold enough to make a new one. Now they wanted to get out last year, but we know those days are done. 80
Yep.
billion, $80 billion says Xbox is fully on board and invested in gaming.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
Yo, that's why like this episode I think should be somewhere in the title should be the victory lap. That's literally what it is. This is just the beginning of it too, right? It's just literally
How many ponies did you hear say, why would the first place follow the last place?
easy money. That's why, because it's a
Is it
business.
Xbox did it for desperation? So what is PlayStation
Oh,
doing
it's
it
always
for?
about desperation.
What
Good
is PlayStation
question.
doing it for? You know
Good
what I mean?
question.
Because Xbox always has to be in a position of weakness, according to these guys. Xbox is doing it because it's a position of weakness. Okay, now you got PlayStation doing it. What are you gonna say when Nintendo does it? The gaming landscape is changing, man. Told y'all. Now that he's in the truck, I can talk junk about him. This dude plays the same games over and over again in Roblox with his sisters and his brother. They not checking for any of those in the top 10 unless it's Roblox. They barely play Fortnite.
So
Whoever
And
came
I
up with
think,
Roblox is a brilliant mind.
yep, just like the dude who came up with Minecraft. Same thing.
Hmm.
Yep. And
But see,
so, mhm,
Roblox is a platform, bro, and everybody's
yes,
charging. I play with my daughter,
yeah,
right?
yeah, they're
And
charging.
every game that you get in, they all want you to buy Robux for their game. They're all
Yes.
trying to get you sucked into their game.
Yep.
that's why the kids want the Robux all the time. Like
No,
like people with
I
PC.
know this because mine keep asking. Because
Your
sometimes
sons do.
like, what do you need it for? You want to buy more skins? It's like, stop. I tell them, stop buying that junk. Stop buying all those skins. Oh, I'm trying to jump on this server.
Mhm.
They're trying to jump in a server because they can't get into.
Here's some drink.
Yeah.
I bet I meant to give you some drink before I got back up there.
Nah, no Robux for you.
Hey man.
I'm old school, bro. We bought a game and we had a game. These kids messed the game up for us now. Now we're buying content in games and the paying never starts.
Because we used to have expansion packs, right? And like when they said DLC, like it should have just been digital expansion packs. But as we saw, and the worst of it was what
Man, you
EA
need
was
some
doing,
electrolytes.
right? The worst of it was what EA was doing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And got
Get the
in trouble for with the
the Gator light.
With the premium package
What
for
do they call-
Battlefield.
no, but there was a word for loot boxes, right? The government had to come after them, right? Like, and it's what people were saying was going to happen eventually when DLC was first a new thing, right? I was like, yeah, that's probably going to happen too, but recognize that that's not what it should be. And it's always new advances like this. We always have to worry about these things because these companies are being so greedy, which is stupid because it's like they're shooting themselves in the foot, which I've said before. Had they stayed the path that they were on, they would have made crazy money off the DLC. It's like a lot of people like to complain about the horse armor, but that's the worst example because the horse armor was purposely expensive. Like, that was the joke. Even anybody who bought the horse armor was a moron. It was expensive on purpose, right? But like, it's just the mindset of it. Like, people are not paying attention to the industry that they claim to follow and love so much, right? But then also, particularly on the PlayStation side, it seems like it turns out to be that a lot of these dudes just want to be down with the winning team. They don't buy the games as much as they said.
Be down with the king.
Right, because after all the shit they were talking, there should be no reason why this should be happening, right? Unless they're not buying the games like they said they were, which we knew all along they weren't. Just goes to show. So, like, hey, victory lap, and I love to see it, bro. It just makes me feel good. It doesn't change shit for me at the end of the day. I'm getting my games on Game Pass wherever I'm getting them, on whatever platform I'm playing them on. That still hasn't changed. None of that shit doesn't change nothing for me.
Yeah.
But like, the crap I have to see on a daily basis, now the crap I'm seeing is them arguing amongst each other. And there's still these desperate ones who come in like when 100 is streaming, right? Why he doesn't just fucking ban these assholes is beyond me. He lets them rock in his chat and, you know, disrupt his chat. He could have just blocked them, and then he sits there arguing with them, right? But like, bro, these dudes, that's all they could do now is troll. They've lost. The platform on PlayStation it's horrendous. Not that you can't find lots of games to play. If you're just a regular Joe who doesn't know none of this behind the scenes shit,
yeah,
you could buy a PlayStation. There's tons of games, and you'll be happy.
Yeah.
But some people don't want to listen. Hang on a second, I'll answer a phone call.
Nah, it's it's crazy these days with this. Everybody has a so-called platform, right? It was like everyone wants to be heard, and everybody wants to like put out their little hot take of the day. Or not even a day. Sometimes it just lasts for that 1 minute, and that's it. It's done. Gamescom coming on, dude. The only thing I'm looking forward to is finding out what the real price is for that ROG X Xbox Ally or whatever it's called. I want to know.
Xbox Ally X?
Yeah, Xbox. The Xbox.
Okay.
Was it Ally X? Yes?
Yeah, the Xbox Ally X.
Yeah, Xbox Ally X. I swear. It's just, they got to come up with a better name. Xbox
Yeah, the name is kind of... Yeah.
But I mean, it's a tongue twister.
But at the same time, it makes sense though, right? It's the Ally X, but the Xbox one. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but yeah, I feel what you're saying.
I mean, the games that are coming and be announced are the games that will be announced, and you know, I'll be happy with whatever. But I'm looking forward to that hardware to find out what the real price is. So if they're gonna show it here at the Gamescom, dude, I'll be happy.
So.
I know there's been leaks, but you know me, I don't like leaks. I want to know the real thing. You know?
Well, I'm sure this is because it's in euros, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying the white one is $5.99 and the black one is $8.99, right? The one we really want. Now in euros, that means $8.99 is about $1,000.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, let's see. Well, let's do it right now in
$8.99 euros to US. Yeah, I calculated it was like almost $1,100. I think.
Yeah, but usually it's actually $1,025.85.
Something like that.
I'm sure they'll round it down to $9.99, right? I'm sure that's what they'll do, right? But it just goes to show, and a lot of people are trying to make, you know, the thing about that price. But remember, it's a handheld PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been all this debate, which was just really a smokescreen, you know, to talk shit about the platform as a whole, right? And they made all this false argument about, is it a console or a PC? Who gives a crap? It's a machine that you buy to play games on it. Can it do other shit? Sure.
They try to make it into a deeper thing than it has to be.
Then it has to be, right? On purpose too, right? To distract from what it's really about.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have the original Ally. I didn't get the Ally X, right? Because I felt it wasn't enough of an upgrade. Now, had I known that Ally X was going to be released, I wouldn't have gotten the white one. I would have waited for the Ally X, right? Because that battery is a big deal, right? It's double-sized battery, much better battery life, blah, blah, blah. But this one I'm getting, you know? And then after this, I'm not getting any other handheld until there's a big upgrade in terms of performance and stuff like that. Because while this one will be an improvement, really not that much of an improvement. There's other hardware out there that already has this chip. There's the MSI Claw, and now there's rumors of the next
Nobody can
Lenovo
stop
Legion.
the claw.
And it's got that chip as well in it, but it's performing better than the MSI does with that same chip that's supposed to be in this Xbox handheld, right?
Yeah.
So, it depends on who's doing what and what clock speeds they're running, RAM, blah blah blah. We'll see about that. But generally, what's most important to me besides the handheld is the changes they're making to Windows, which they've already have informed us that will come to Windows in general, right?
Yep.
So that big picture mode where the rest of Windows isn't running in the background, Explorer isn't running in the background, all that stuff, saves RAM and power and then, performance, all these things, right? That's the most important aspects of this, besides the hardware in and of itself, right? That's the most important thing. And for an individual like myself who knows my way around that, like yourself as well, right? Like we can leverage that a lot more than the Joe average. It's like when we're talking about in the other about Joe averages, but even the Joe average can see the benefit of this device, and there's a lot of people, who are trying to distract from that. But it just goes to show, like, this is the future. It's not about what hardware you run, it's about the game. Now, for us, we want the best hardware because we're enthusiasts. We've been doing it for longer than some people have been alive. But other than that, bro, just waiting to see when I can pre-order. But supposedly the word is supposed to come out of Gamescom. Love to see that. They're supposed to have some of the handhelds there, unplayable for the public. Love to see what people who are going there have to say about it, right? Like the Linus Tech Tips of the world. Not so much Linus, because they've been on the anti-Xbox and Microsoft tip for a little bit now, watching their videos. Like I've noticed that. I'm a regular watcher of their content, but the YouTubers out there, the tech YouTubers, like the gamer YouTubers, stuff like that. I want to hear what they have to say on it. Besides that,
we'll hear it when Realist gets it, because I know for sure he's going to have it before any of us.
I'll have one. He'll have one. I'm getting those one.
I can't commit to a pre-order yet just because of the situation I'm in. So I'll have to wait until I'm back in good mode,
I hear you.
Well, we gotta see. I mean, Stick, what do we have that's running that the V2 of the Asus chip? The Z2. Like what do we have that's running Z2?
That MSI I was just talking about.
The Claw?
The Claw 8 AI, something like that. I forget what they call it. But there's a handheld that's out with that. ETA Prime has it, for example. I think it's only out in China and whatnot, and he was able to get one in.
But from what I heard about the Claw, no, it's like people aren't that impressed.
Yeah, it's like 5, and that's what I'm saying. It's like 5 frames per second better than I think the Z1 Extreme that you have in the Ally X now, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, the Lenovo one, apparently their numbers are higher.
Oh, the Legion
right?
Go?
Yeah, the Legion Go 2, I guess they're gonna call it, right?
Well, see, a lot of people slept on Legion, man. Legion had the faster RAM. They had the same chipset, but they had faster RAM than Asus and Steam Deck.
Yeah. The one thing against it was the fact that the screen didn't have VRR. If the screen had VRR, that would have been the better device to get. It truly would have been.
I don't know. I liked it anyway, but there were a lot of games that I had, not a lot, but a few more than I wanted to that didn't work because of the orientation.
Oh, the screen. Yeah.
I think it was like landscape, supposed to be portraits. I can't remember what the order was.
Yeah.
But like some of the games wouldn't work right. I couldn't get the display to work. And yeah, that big old screen, man, it was nice.
Yeah. That screen was particularly nice because it was 1600p, which is double the 800p of the Steam Deck, right? So you just run the games in Steam Deck mode, and it actually it scales up and looks great on that big screen. And it really did have a great screen. That's the only other thing I don't like about this handheld that's coming out. It's the same screen I already have now, But I understand why they've explained why. To get an OLED equivalent of that, they just really don't exist just yet.
So they exist. You just don't want to pay for it.
Right. That's what it was. Actually, yeah, that's a more accurate way to say it. It's too costly right now. So
It's just like the Switch, right?
yep.
Samsung is like, come on, let's go. Yeah, but Switch is already 450. Think
Yeah.
people want to pay $6?
Yeah. Exactly. It was unfortunate, but I mean, it was the right decision. It was the right decision.
I mean, like, I used to follow man, I was so excited for the first Ally. So I was like on the channel and everything. And people were asking in the chat, OLED, when is the OLED coming in? And he was like, I don't think it's gonna come. I mean, because you look at it, I mean, it's already a premium product, it's already a premium price product. How much do we think that an OLED is gonna cost? I mean, how many units did the freaking One X player sell? Because it's gonna be, $1,200, $1,300. And if there's only like, well, the last reported number was like 7 million. There's only 7 million PC handhelds out there. I mean, shoot, they're gonna sell even fewer at that price.
Yeah.
But it would be nice. I would strongly consider it. No, Tech, the X Man, I don't know. I got to see some performance marks, man. See if
Right.
it's any better than the Ally X.
And
From
the
what I can
closest
see, it's still the same 24 gigs, right?
Yeah. Like the best information we've seen now, like I said, is from ETA Prime, who's gotten that MSI that has that chip in it, right? And it's like plus 5 frames above what we already have now, right?
But it's got 32 gigs, right?
No, it's got 24. Well, the Xbox Ally X will have 24. I don't remember about the MSI.
I'm talking about the MSI. I'm pretty sure it's 32. But I'm gonna tell you, like 24. I mean, what's the point of me update? If I can get that OS on my Ally,
you
X,
will.
Which is the word, right?
Yeah, that's what
So
they said.
it's
not a word.
Yeah.
That's what Microsoft said so. So it will happen.
Yeah, we get that. I don't see a point in upgrading. I mean, these things are $900, $800 a piece.
Yeah, and that's what I said earlier. That's the most important part. It's not even the hardware for me. It's this update for Windows. That's the most important thing, where it emulates the Steam OS, where you run in that mode and the rest of Windows isn't running in the background, eating up resources. Yeah. That's why if they can like that, and it's making a bunch of these stupid people online. Anytime you see a video where they're talking about any of these handhelds, right, or anybody is doing a PC build, right, there's always a bunch of people in the comments asking about, oh, how come they use Windows instead of Steam OS? That's all they know. And unlike the Steam Deck guys already became annoying, like Nintendo guys have been, right? Like they think they're better at, and everybody, much like Apple folks, ironically, right? Or actually, unironically, if you think about it. But it just goes to show. It's always the same mindset all the time. There's always this one group who wants to be the other, right? But they only want to be the other because that's all they know, or they already had some kind of beef already. Like a lot of people hate Microsoft just because they're Microsoft. So,
and if they can Steam OSify Windows, hopefully it's called Xbox OS.
No, it's just gonna be Windows. It'll be Windows. No. They've already said it's something that's coming to Windows as a whole. That anybody, like my Windows 11 PC that I'm on right now, there'll be an update to Windows, and I'll have that functionality, and I'll be able to, just switch into that mode and get better performance and less complexity and more home theater PC.
That's what I mean. De-Windowsify it, right? Like when you have all this extra stuff. If you're gonna, I always thought it'd be ideal, because back in the day I bought this laptop. It was a gaming laptop. My brother-in-law used to work for HP, and he used to get all these computers from R&D, and they had this. It was huge too. These laptops used to be huge. They had this laptop that the gaming laptops. They had a switch on the side, a knob, and you can go from productivity to game mode. And when they went to game mode, it like flashed and everything was done. It was only gaming related apps and things that were even executable. That's what we need. Because like I told you, like when you start up, I pay for Windows 360, whatever it is. I probably need to stop where you get all the windows and Outlook. Like I got Outlook on my freaking tablet. I don't need that crap. But when
Microsoft
I put my
365,
when I,
I think you mean.
but when I log into my account, all that stuff automatically gets logged in. OneNote. Now OneNote is for screenshots now. So okay, but I don't need too much I don't need productivity apps on my handheld.
Yeah.
And I don't need processes dedicated to executing those types of things. I just need it to be gaming.
Right.
When you watch Power On, and Bill Gates was like, "How did it boot up so fast? Do it again.
He's not running all that
Do it
stuff.
again."
Exactly.
Once you get rid of all that crap that makes
does.
Windows, it can become a gaming PC. And people are not buying these handhelds. Well, I ain't gonna say that because I hear some people talk about they do use it for productivity. But for the most part, we're not, and we should have the option to. You know, if you want a Windows that's for gaming, give us a Windows for gaming. And if you want productivity, you want to be able to put it on the big screen, let them. But I don't want it. I just want gaming.
Well,
It needs
like
to
I said,
because
it's
it
just
needs
a
to be
more
a true Steam OS competitor. Because the only thing on Steam OS is Steam OS. And then you got Microsoft. It sounds good in theory with all these storefronts, but that's still another process to deal with, another hiccup to deal with, something that you have to make smooth.
Well, that's not so hard. Like the stores running in the background. It was really just all a Windows, but we already see it in Steam OS, right? That's how it works, right? It just runs enough of the Linux to get the big picture mode to show up, and that's what you interface with. But if you want to run the desktop OS, you just hit the option, and then it boots into the full desktop of Linux. And if you're a computer user, you know, most of it makes sense. You know, the browsers are there and all that other stuff. It's an app store with, you know, even Microsoft Edge was on it. I ran Microsoft Edge on my Steam Deck because that's the browser I use, right? And it brought over all my bookmarks and everything, you know, because that's how browsers work nowadays. And it worked for desktop. If I wanted to do desktop type stuff, it would have been fine, right? But I run Windows, all my apps and everything is there, and Linux is it's funky in its own way, right? I don't need that. So this is it's going to be the best of both worlds, and it starts with this handheld, but thankfully they see the vision, and they've said very clearly, this is coming to Windows for everyone. That's the best part about it. That's what I was saying earlier. That's the most important part about all of this, that it won't be stuck to the, you know, that gaming handhelds or whatever, you know, Asus or Lenovo, whoever else wants to join in makes, right? It simplifies it for everyone, which is the Microsoft tradition, right? Like they make the standard, everybody begins to use the standard, and everybody's happy, right? That's just what it needs to be, and that's the most important part about this handheld. It's not the hardware and the ergonomics and the battery life and the processor and the performance and all of that, all the speeds and feeds. That's important stuff, interesting stuff. Trust me, I follow it heavily. But the easy use, that's the most important aspect of all. And once that's there, it's an instant dub. Instant dub.
All right, guys. Need to end this.
Yeah, man, it's 9 o'clock on the dot, 2100.
All right, on the
dot,
man.
Baby. I timed it.
These kids too, because I need to control their device time, and they think just because I'm here, I'm not paying attention. So it's almost time for school. They got to start getting in the habit of not having their devices all night long.
Yeah,
and
man.
They're hating me right now about it.
But how heavy are you doing, and how long before they go to school?
They have until the 12th, I think, or the 13th to go.
Oh, no. They really got to get in the mood from now.
They got to start getting into the mode where it's like, they're not going to have it. They're not going to have it during school days. And so right now I've been limiting them. I don't allow them to get on their device until late in the day. And
wait, hang on a second. Mm-hmm. So when does the school season end this year for them?
Wait, what? Say it again?
In June or like?
Yeah,
pre-June. When did this
ends in
May.
In May. See, that's the thing.
Or June or something like that.
May, bro.
Because when I went to school, it was like the middle or end of September.
Yeah.
You started. until like the middle end of June, and you have July, August, and then like the beginning of September.
Yeah.
And by September, you already would start to get in the mode, right?
Yeah.
You would start to get in the mode. You knew naturally because
we
it's
used to
September
have
now.
like 3 full months of vacation.
Yeah, but now it's like they start earlier, so they end earlier, and it's a little confusing. Like when I went to college, when I first moved out here at PA, it was like that, and I didn't. I wasn't used to that either.
In Texas, we got football. No, yeah, they kind of go overboard with the devices, man. Like my son will stay up to like 3 or 4, and I get it, dude. Like it's the other person who gets all pissy about it more. It's not really me.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to play on the same team, right? When it comes out to disciplining them and kind of controlling their device time.
Yeah.
So we can't. So I get a lot of heat from the boys. Like, I know you told me to get off here, so dumb. Like, well, just do it. I'm telling you to do it right now. And I warned them like 2 hours ago, even before I got on the stream. It's like, I want you guys. By the time I get off on the stream, it's time for you guys to get off. And then they act like it's the first time I told them.
Oh yeah, the first time it's gonna sound the worst to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gotta start this. The most important part is the sleep schedule.
Yeah,
of course.
Sleep schedule, yeah. So, but it was fun. It was fun talking again and getting back into this into the show thing because there's a lot happening. So let's get going so we can start playing some games too.
Got that right. I'm about to go play that Ninja Gaiden because I didn't play that, and I'm gonna go back to Shinobi because that demo. Ooh. Bro, Shinobi, bro, it's hitting the way I thought it would when I would watch the gameplay. I've watched every clip that Stig has put out on YouTube. I've watched like 50 times each, not even exaggerating, pretty sure, right? And so, I played the franchise in the past, so so hyped. There's a lot of games coming.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, let's end this. Whoever's in chat, thank you very much. And we'll talk to you next time.
Coming out.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye. Bye.
Peace.